So, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another episode of In Love with Me. And today we have such a vibrant personality, someone that I look up to in a way that he knows how to network and keep people happy. Whenever I see him, I'm always feeling such joy because of his amazing aura. So let's hear from him today and learn about what he has achieved in his career and just being who he is as a well-known person in the Philippines as well internationally. So without further ado, let me introduce to you guys Tim Yap. Hi, Tim. Tim, I think your audio is off
Okay.
still.
Hi.
There.
Hello. Hi. Hi, Mafae. How's everything?
Good, good, good. Even better now that I'm chatting with you and I'm able to catch up. I think this is the new norm, of course. We're always busy in the hustle and bustle, and we never really get to a time to sit and catch up. And for me, I've always wanted to learn about how you became the Tim Yap. You know,
Mm.
can you share a little bit of how you started? How you um, what motivated you on wanting to do what you do?
I've always been a curious kid. I've always been that kid who will not stay in the room, who will
Mm-hmm.
make sure that I'm that person who will go around the room and touch the things and see how these things work. And after I've come to be familiar with the room, or I've mastered the room, I'll
Yeah.
go outside the room and explore the street and then go to the other street. So since I was a kid, I was that kind of a kid. I grew up in a household of seven, and I was
Mm-hmm.
the youngest of seven. And
Yeah.
so I was always the one that was always left home alone because my siblings were were older, and they were all in school. So
Mm-hmm.
I had the encyclopedia, kitty encyclopedia. I had my toys, my books, and then after that, I really was the kind of kid who would go to the streets and learn on my own.
Yeah.
Since I was a student, even when I was a student, I was always even leaving our school. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
illegally, and really exploring what the streets had. I
Yeah.
went to art workshops, theater workshops, all these things that aroused my creativity.
Mm-hmm.
And I think one thing led to the next, and then I was in a show. I
Yeah.
was in a play, and I was. Without my parents knowing. And they found out about it when they saw the posters for the show already.
Wow.
So ever since I was a kid, I was exposed to creative people because I
Mm-hmm.
was with actors, with technical people, on stage, backstage, and
Yeah.
marketing people. I saw
Mm-hmm.
how shows were run, how they came to be,
Mm-hmm.
how costumes were made, wigs, makeup. I was always used to the business of show in front, and then
Yeah.
also when there were no roles for me because I said I still want to work here even if there are no roles. So I was backstage. I was stage crew. I was pushing the sets, bringing the coffee for the
Mm-hmm.
actors. I was the first to be on the set and the last to leave. And then when there were no shows, when it was off season, I found that there was a way I could do marketing for the shows that were about to come. So I
Right.
was marketing for shows, getting sponsors, selling tickets, selling shows. So I was able to familiarize and know the ins and outs of show business because it's
Yeah.
putting on a show. From
Mm-hmm.
putting on these shows, I started marketing these shows, producing these shows on my own. And
Mm-hmm.
then from the shows, I realized that my real gift is bringing people together. So
Yes.
after producing a certain thing for a certain brand, the people who were in my events, they said, "Hey, I had a great time. It wasn't what a beautiful fashion
Mm-hmm.
show or what a great production." They said, "I had fun." So I
Yeah.
realized from one thing led to the other. I'm
Mm-hmm.
here to instill fun, to connect people. It's like a glue or like I'm a bridge
Right.
for people to have these different kinds of experiences. So
Mm-hmm.
from then on, from being in a show, seeing how a show is put together, to marketing and selling a show, to
Yeah.
doing my own productions and shows, it became events and parties. And
Mm-hmm.
in events and parties, I started writing for the
Mhm.
newspaper, for Inquirer, and then the Star, and then it snowballed into like a whole community
Mhm.
altogether from media and productions. So it became, and then it became clubs, and
Yeah.
then clubs. It again snowballed to different kind of experience. It became bigger. I got exposed to more people because when you're in a club, you see everybody. It's
Right.
all shapes, forms, sizes, and from different sectors of society.
Mm-hmm.
And so each step of the way gave birth to the next step.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't say that there's like a it's not like I auditioned and then I got in and then I
Right.
got my break because each time, each endeavor, each door that you open leads
Mm-hmm.
to another door, then another door.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's never-ending adventure
Right.
of really not knowing what is there. But so when I was a kid and I joined the workshop, I didn't know it would lead me to this place,
Mm-hmm.
or it would lead me to an audition, or it would lead me to these people. And it's funny so that the people that we worked with when we were starting out, they're
Mm-hmm.
still around in different
Yeah.
forms. Some of them can be now the manager of
Mhm.
this young star. Another one can be this super good singer who we use for our events. And
Right.
the world is so small. So from
Yes.
the time that were starting out till now, like we've known
Mhm.
each other for such a long time.
Yeah.
One time I was hosting and you were modeling in,
Yeah.
in the show,
Or
or
even before that, I actually wanted to bring that back. The first time I ever
neighbors.
saw you was at a PMAP Christmas party at Stars. Do you
Yes,
remember your costume? You
yes.
had like it was black. I think I don't know if you were an eagle or basta it
Is
was
that
like
the one with
very
is that the one with the giant with the metal thing?
yeah, something. And then I was just like, wow, who is this guy? And of course, you're close friends with my aunt and the whole PMAP, association. PMAP, by the way, guys, is the Philippine Models Association. Sorry, Professional Models
Professional Models Association of the
Association in the
Philippines.
Philippines. And
Yeah.
so I was lucky enough to be part of that association. And of course, Tim and, other supermodels were part of that association. So I looked up to everyone there. And you struck me so much because from that moment, every event I saw your mannerism, I saw how you would work the room, like you would say. And even until now, like even with Nick, my husband, we always respect you because you really do research. You really know every single person you meet. You genuinely know about their whole information, like their family, their partner, their children, and we're just so amazed. And we're like, wow,
But
Tim,
I'm
amazing.
genuinely interested. I don't do
Yeah,
many.
exactly.
I think in this kind of industry or any industry that
Mhm.
we get into, you just have to be genuinely interested.
Right.
Whether it's about people, whether
Hmm.
if you're if you're in the financial field, you're genuinely interested in knowing what makes your industry tick.
Yeah. And then, of course, it helps you. Like you said, it's like one thing leads to another. You meet a certain person, they love the way your aura is, they love the way that you respect them and know everything about them. It's like, wow, he really is a genuine person. And no matter how high you reach, Tim, no matter where you are, will always say hi. He will always make an effort, regardless if you're up here or, you're not a big celebrity. He will really make sure that you feel comfortable at his events or whenever you see him. And as an eventologist, it's the first you're the first person I've ever seen that title, and
Yeah.
you
And
deserve that title. You're such a
I invented. I did
professional.
it. I'm so happy to invent the name because whenever we do something, you don't want to fall under a category of
Mm,
because we know we're all different. So I just had to make my own category. But also with
right.
people you were saying earlier, whether a big celebrity or not, because I don't look at people with regards to stature or class. It's
Yeah.
actually whether I like them or I don't like them. But
Mm-hmm.
majority of the people that I see because we have that option to control our environment and who to invite. Everybody I like, So
Right.
for me, there's no because this person is a big celebrity. I will only go to this person and take care of this person.
Mhm.
Everybody, we're all important. Everybody uh,
Exactly.
plays a part in each other's growth, and there's no such thing as coincidence. There's nobody
Yes.
put in your life as just a random being,
Mhm.
because everybody, somehow we're all in this together. Like right now in this,
Exactly.
and we all are able, should be able to help and uplift and inspire each other.
Exactly. So speaking of that, inspiring, I have a question here from someone. What inspires you to do what you do? I mean, I'm sure you pretty much said that yes, you love to learn about people,
Yeah.
but what else?
I'm inspired by inspiration itself. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the word inspiration is if you look at the etymology of the word inspiration, it's in
Mm.
spirit plus action. You know,
Wow.
when you are in touch with yourself and what you're about, but that's why there's Holy Spirit. You know,
Mhm.
it's spirit. You know, you are aligned with why you are here in the
Yes.
world. You put the action into it. I like the whole process of getting inspired and making something out of that inspiration. Because
Mhm.
if I don't put action into the in spirit, then I will just be dreaming. And I
Yeah.
want to always put action. And it inspires me to see that the things we dream about, it can
Yes.
come true. It
Yes.
inspires me to be with people and interact and learn from each other, because
Mhm.
it's something. It's why we are here. You know,
Exactly.
that's why it's addition. We add to each other and to
Mhm.
ourselves.
Right. Okay, so in line with that question, what is the most rewarding thing about doing what you do?
The most rewarding thing for me is knowing somehow
Mhm.
that the things that you do affects people. Because at
Mhm.
first, diba, it's always me. You know, it's a very self-centered industry. But then you realize that the me. That's why I love your topic. It's in love with me.
Yeah.
Me is, I will say, M reverse M is we. Me
Uh-huh.
is not a we. You know,
Mhm.
you inspire and you fill up and fill yourself so that you can overflow for others also. Uh, what makes me happy about this industry is that, about what I do, because I
Mhm.
know I'm in the perfect industry because I like to make people happy.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm happy when people are happy. But
Mhm.
first, I'm happy on my own.
Right.
That's why I have so much to share. You know,
Mhm.
it's the same advice when people say you have to love yourself, because if you don't love yourself, how can you love others? Like
Yeah.
that. Basically, I'm a very happy person, so I
Mhm.
can make others happy because I am so happy. And so much of it.
I love it. But of course, Tim, you know naman we're also human. We
Yes.
also have our off days or times that we feel unmotivated.
Yeah.
How do you flip that wherein you do not have a choice to feel that way? What do
Yeah.
you
I am not. I'm quite. Even if I am a dreamer and an idealist, I am a realist also.
mm-hmm.
So I never. I don't want that toxic positivity where it's like, oh, it's World War III.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, happy. No, I know what's happening in the world. I'm very much aware about everything. But I choose to, So when you wake up, there's a problem. And you say,
Yeah.
oh my God, there's a problem. I'll say, I am going to be part of the solution.
Yes.
So it's about perspective. So
Mm-hmm.
instead of like, okay, I see I have a wound and it's bleeding, instead of saying, ouch, 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 I say, give me first aid, band aid. How do we solve this? So
Right.
if you shift that mindset into an action and solution mindset, you
Mm-hmm.
will cry less
Yes.
about the pain and about. Uh, I think the world is already filled with negativity. I don't want to
Right.
add to it. I want
Exactly.
to I'm the kind of person, if everybody's wearing black, I'll wear white.
Right.
It's something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, of course, you cannot help it that there will be off days and there will
Yeah.
be days where you feel sad. We're only human. I
Mm-hmm.
keep to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I have my me time. I
Yeah.
have my I enclose myself within a space where I lick my own wounds and
Mm-hmm.
I am able to heal on my own because I am also a Wolverine in terms of that. Like, oh, I'm okay. I'm gonna go out. I have to spread this positivity because I'm okay now. But you have to be self-aware, and it just so happened, I guess, through age,
Mm-hmm.
experience, meeting the right people in terms of wellness. in
Mm.
mind, heart, body, and spirit.
Right.
That I'm able to admit to myself when I am sad and know how to jump out, and I know my process.
Mm-hmm.
Self awareness is number one. That's why we go back to me. You
Yes.
know, know thyself, and then
Mm-hmm.
know how to love others.
Right. So, speaking of me time, what is your, I guess, what do you love to do when it comes to enhancing yourself, meditating, it might be, working out, or what's your habits that you, I guess, do in a routine for me time?
I have yet to master meditation because when I do the meditation, I'm scared that I might attract spirits or who's the
No,
person?
no.
There's somebody not there with me. But
Mm.
then I love when I take classes from my friends like Sarah Black, when they give me these meditation, I have such an optimum experience from it.
Yeah.
But I can be in the middle of 100 people and be able to find my own peace.
Right.
I am very I look at life in a sense of wonder that, hey, wow, look at this,
Yeah.
wow, so nice, so cute, so whatever. But at the end, I'm able to be that exuberant because I really have my own peace inside me, and this
Mm-hmm.
I have this sense of I'm also a closet loner,
Mm-hmm.
So even if I'm a lot with a lot of people, that's why this lockdown is also okay for me. I
Yeah.
mean, I've learned how to embrace it, no
Yeah.
matter how many enhanced, modified, filled with whatever thing that it transforms to be. I uh, I am the kind of person that if you put me in a jungle, I'll be friends with the chimpanzees, or I'll be in my house. I'll be able to make my tree house.
Yeah.
It's not about I can make the most of whatever I have. And if
Right.
all I have is this square room with just a box of crayons
Mm-hmm.
or paper, I'll find a way. I'll make an exhibit out of the crayons and paper, and then I'll do something. I'll be
Right.
able to do something.
Yeah, I was actually watching your show with Megan and Pia the other day, and you were
Yeah,
sharing that you've made your own little resorts in your home where you
yes.
have your pool area. What else do you have? Like your workout area, your meditation area.
Everything. If you look here, there's a meditation area. There's a space there where I'm maximalist.
Yeah.
My architect, when we were working together, he intentionally gave me a minimalist space because he knows my being maximalist will take over.
Yeah.
So uh, I got this do-it-yourself pool
Yeah.
that Javi put together. There's a bike beside me, and beside the bike, behind the bike, is
Yeah.
treadmill. Everything that now there I have no space for anything else.
Yeah.
I have no blank walls. Every wall is filled up with something. Uh, I think this and now I'm focusing on my plants. I go, that plant is not growing. This is not growing good. And so I'm calling my plant supplier, and she's giving me options. She goes, you're only doing this because you're home a lot.
Yeah.
Now you're noticing even your plants. Right.
Right. But doesn't that give you like a sense of peace? Because it's like simple joys are you're
Yeah.
noticing, right? Well,
I am a
from
simple joy person. I love to eat. Food is
yeah. So
also.
speaking of that, have you been cooking a lot? Have you been dishing up some
I'm
new?
lucky to be in a household where hubby is the one who cooks and I am the one
Okay.
who eats. But then, but also, growing up, I was always surrounded by people who love to cook. So
Yeah.
I had no choice but to eat. Wow.
Yeah.
In the end, like, when I do this anyway, they're gonna do it naman eh. I'm just trying to enjoy it. So,
Yeah.
but I like junk food. I like snacking. I have my
Mhm.
my keto vegetarian family that supplies me with all the healthy food, and then
Mhm.
I eat Doritos naman on the side. So it's counterproductive.
Balance.
Yeah, and I like really like drink the dip and
Yeah.
everything. Uh,
Don't
you
worry,
know,
we're in the same boat.
it's part of balance. I don't want to. I mean, we're already deprived of our going out. I'm not going to deprive
Yes.
myself of eating what I want to eat.
Hmm.
Diba?
Yes.
Balance.
So you're a host also, right? And I know speaking comes naturally with you, Tim. But before you get up on stage, do you have a ritual? Do you have anything that you do before, apart from seeing what you're saying on your cue cards? Is there anything that you possibly say to yourself? Or, I mean, I was taught before hosting, scream a loud scream to let out these nerves.
Yeah,
Yes.
release the
How about
energy.
you?
Me, sometimes I find myself when it's too scripted that that you sort of put your energy to the words. So, but
Yeah.
really you put your energy to yourself, and then the words will come out naturally. You
Right.
know, so my only process is I close my eyes. I imagine a white light going through me, going through all parts of my body. So when I open my eyes, the light comes out. So it's like because from a dark house, when the host or the light enters, you need to shine your light
Yeah.
for the audience. So because you guys are sharing that invisible energy that is
Hmm.
coming from you to the audience, or like if it's a very intimidating venue, it's so big, it's palatial, it's filled with people. I
Yeah.
go to the venue and I look at the place and I tell myself, this is my home. Welcome
Right.
to my home.
Yeah.
So to make me feel at home and make me, it's like you're welcoming people in the living room.
Hmm.
More than, oh my God, this is the CCP or this is whatever Coliseum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when yeah, let's talk about events. So do you have, I'm pretty sure you have plenty, but from all the years that you've been organizing events, is there any that come to mind that are very memorable to you?
It's so funny that before we went live now, I
Yeah.
was just going through my phone and I have 19,800 plus videos. And I
Oh
was
my
like, did I
God.
just delete everything? I was like, oh, why? This is my ganito. So
Yeah.
many. Because before the lockdown, I was so immersed in just, excuse me, in producing and doing things that now that I have time to look back and see these things that I've done. I didn't
Yeah.
realize I've done a lot. But of course,
Hmm.
because when you're a hamster on a wheel, you're so focused on just going and letting the wheel move. So
Right.
I like it that this quarantine, this lockdown has
Hmm.
taught us to slow down. Uh,
Yes.
that has made us stop to pause and to think about where we want to go, if we want
Hmm.
to structure what things in our lives do we want. And I was just in the process of doing that by about when I was about to delete everything on my
Yeah.
phone. But then because I have a new phone, because my
Yeah.
old phone is dying, and so like I need to go to my new phone that's been there since Christmas, but
Oh, you haven't
trying to
had
get
time.
like this iPhone 11 is still okay. Why would I transfer
Yeah.
to whatever? I mean,
Yeah.
about so because technology and and the obsession for the new and the now
Yeah.
is telling us to move to the next, to the next, to the next.
Hmm.
These are how I want to slow down. And
Yeah.
technology is so fast. But
Yeah.
then, like technology like this is allowing us to communicate like this,
Right.
to reach out to so many other people
Mhm.
than us just talking on the phone together.
Yeah. And yeah, we have to appreciate now this time is, to thank the platforms that is allowing us to, connect with other people. So yeah, going back again, do you have any favorite event that
So see,
you that
I
you,
speak
that
of that.
you yeah, that is your favorite?
Because we have a lot of
I
events.
know.
Every event is a little triumph. There's a victory.
Mm,
Say this time, oh, maybe this event I hosted the best. This other event, the technicals were great. The
right.
other, the fireworks were great. And it's hard to. It's like having events for us. It's like having kids. It's like
Yeah.
you love all your kids. It's so hard to pinpoint that this particular kid is my
Right.
favorite. But there are certain events that are like extra special, but then it's no social media, so nobody knew about
Right.
it. So
Hmm.
like do the New Year's countdown of Amagpulo, but it's catered for a very select few, and it's no,
Hmm.
so I can't even post about the beautiful video and the whatever amazing fireworks.
Yeah.
I can't post it because it's there's a confidentiality
Right.
clause. Or
Hmm.
like certain brands, when I work with certain brands, and it gives me, huh? Yeah, I mean, si Javi's here. Meron akong cue card dito sa tabi ako.
Hi, Javi.
Javi. But of course, again, maybe to refresh people's minds about it, like we did the wedding of Vicky Bello in Paris,
Mhm.
and
Yes, yes, that was beautiful.
that
Congratulations with
was
that.
unprecedented in terms of we were able to secure a national monument of a
Yeah.
venue for the French and for the world, the
Mhm.
Paris Opera is a global landmark. And the manual of things that you cannot do in the place
Right.
is thick.
Oh
And
my.
to work with and from a Philippine team and Javi
Mhm.
Spanish, but it's a he's Filipino anyway. So it's we're able to work with international suppliers
Mhm.
from everything based in the Philippines, and
Mhm.
to have that kind of an impact in very global, and the standards were really high because we were working with French that before and after the event they inspected the whole place to see if there was a scratch on the floor,
Oh wow.
or that kind of
Mm.
specific, there was one strand of hair out of place that you were going to be fined for it.
Right.
That kind of detailed that kind of attention to detail.
Mhm. Right.
That's one. I had sentimental favorites like my when I launched Kenzo in
Mhm.
1990 something,
Mhm.
and that was my first ever event, and then 20 years after to do the launch of Kenzo again by another company. And so like for me, it's like a full circle moment that I was able to do it in one do it, launch it, and then now there's a relaunch. They still got me after so many generations.
Wow. Congrats, Tim. No, you're well deserved no matter all your achievements. Like I said, you're such a great person. I respect you so much. I actually really look up to you. Every time I see you, it's such a, you just have this beautiful aura that just strikes everyone. That's why whenever you have events, it's like so welcoming, and we will never miss one, as you can see.
Thank you. And also because for me, I grew up in a world where it was
Mhm.
so exclusive. It was all everybody was. Oh, but me, I wanted my personality, my being, and
Mhm.
it reflects in what I do. It's inclusive.
Right.
I am very welcoming. So so I applied that uh,
Mhm.
from uh, from what I saw in the previous generations, how they were and how they did things. And I go, maybe what makes us different is that we're open. And this
Right.
openness, you can see how woke the world is now because
Mhm.
we've opened our minds, and what was okay before is not okay now, and vice versa.
Right.
The world has changed, and especially now
Mhm.
after lockdown, the
Yeah.
world has totally like changed. It's the world is like healing, and
Mhm.
when we wake up from this dream, from this
Yeah.
not so great dream of COVID, it's
Mhm.
gonna be a different awakened human being.
Yes. And that's the main reason why I'm doing this campaign is because even before this, mental health was already a big thing, especially for the youth. And I've experienced that through, my workshops with my youth, my students. And I've even experienced their feedback on their testimonies where people really put them down. And, of course, in the fashion industry, showbiz industry, pageantry, it's really a tough cutthroat environment. And so this is a place where I try to make sure that people like you share your words of wisdom, and make sure that they understand that
Oops, is that our Javi? What happened there? Hi. Oh,
we try to make sure that people like you share your words of wisdom, and make sure that they
yes. Actually there's a misconception that the industry is it's nice and all that. Well, actually it is nice. You start you start out in an industry, everybody's really nice.
right.
So you go, oh my god, this is such a nice world, and everybody loves me, especially when
Mhm.
you're becoming popular, you're getting traction. everybody loves me. And then somehow, somewhere, when
Mm-hmm.
there's it's smoke and mirrors, you'll see
Yeah.
you see a lot of both. Let me
Yeah.
tell you that the world, the industries that you mentioned are filled with amazing, good, creative, good, good intentioned people, but there are also
Yeah.
people who are not, and that's you see that
Yes.
behind that because people look at physical. People look at you're
Mm-hmm.
judged based on physicality. You're judged based on
Right.
how much you have. How what
Mm-hmm.
they perceive of you. If you're rich, you're not rich, or whatever. There's the different stature. All these things have a. But
Mm-hmm.
you're constantly being judged. So let's go back to
Yeah.
self-awareness, love of me. You need to love yourself more than other
Mm-hmm.
people's judgments, because what if this person who is in the panel to choose you or not to choose you doesn't like you? Even if, and you will
Yeah.
encounter a lot of rejections. Even if you're
Mm-hmm.
big already, even if you've made a name, you cannot get the job because they think you're too whatever, too fat, too thin, too old, too young, too
Mm-hmm.
nose too prominent, forehead too prominent, eyes too chinky, eyes too big, everything.
Yeah.
So there's a reason, and you never know. You never know what will land in your lap. Sometimes it's really like God-given destiny, fate,
Mm-hmm.
suerte, all of the above.
Mm-hmm.
It plays a factor, but you have to safeguard yourself. It's like you have a force
Yeah.
shield, so you have to wear protection. You have to wear a mask. You have to wear a face shield, a figurative one,
Yeah.
to guard yourself against all the things that are invisible that want to attack you
Mm-hmm.
and pull you down. Or sometimes it's
Right.
you, or sometimes it's
Mm-hmm.
you yourself who's pulling yourself
Mm-hmm.
down. Maybe I don't know, because of your background, or you or an elder would always tell you
Mm-hmm.
that you're not good enough. So that told you that you're
Mm-hmm.
not good enough. So you always have to tell
Yeah.
yourself that you are good enough, or you are gonna get there. You're in the process of learning.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be uh, constantly curious, inquisitive,
Mm-hmm.
eager to learn, open for a new
Yes.
adventures, at the same time
Mm-hmm.
safeguarding your values and your integrity, and not just saying yes to everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very thin line, and it's filled with fun and games and
Yes.
adventure, but it's also tricky. Sometimes it's a
Yeah.
slippery slope. It's like climbing,
Mhm.
hiking, climbing, going up the mountain. You can slip
Yeah.
anytime and die. But if you're
Exactly.
careful, one step at a
Mm-hmm.
time, one step at a time, then you'll somehow get there. And you go, are we
Right.
there? Are we there yet? Then when you look around, oh my God, I'm there. Not knowing there's another
That
mountain.
that's totally true. It's really being patient, doing your research. Just knowing the industry, studying who's who, so that when you are there, you know who you're speaking to. I think that's the biggest thing. Also, is respecting the people who have made it, so that when you're there, they will respect you too.
Yeah,
When they see that you are respectful for yourself, like you say, you said earlier, you can say no anytime. It doesn't mean, oh, you get this opportunity but then you're uncomfortable. It doesn't mean, yeah, I'll do it because it'll make me this. But in the honest truth, if you're not happy with it, you're not comfortable, you don't have to do it.
yeah.
Right. And that's something
It's
that I
a hard
always
time,
share.
yes, man.
Yeah, and I always share this to, like, girls that I'm mentoring, that especially in the pageantry, if your aim to join the pageant is for the fame and fortune, I will tell you right now, do not join. Because like what Tim was saying earlier, everything that you do, everything that you achieve shouldn't be about money, shouldn't be about fame. It should be about inspiring others. All of that will come, it will come. But for the beginning, don't think that once you are famous and you're rich, that you will be truly happy. You got to surround yourself with people that will truly respect you and be there for you, regardless of you making it to the top or not. Because number one, if you can show that you are independent and that you can take care of yourself first, then people will know, oh, I like her because I don't have to hold her hand, I don't have to babysit, right? So yeah, when it comes to this kind of industry, you really have to have a strong core. You have to know your whys. You have to know, your your plan. Like, what is your 1 year plan? What is your 5 year plan? Right, Tim? You have
And,
to have all these.
and fame is super fleeting, by the way.
Pardon?
Fame is super fleeting.
Right,
It
exactly.
goes by so fast. It's like fireworks. And then after that, wala na.
Mhm. You have to always realize how to stay relevant with yourself. That means, working hard on how to make yourself better. Like with Tim, he was saying earlier, as young as he was constantly reading books. He was constantly interested in things, interested in people, interested in streets, just walking around the neighborhood. Once you know more, and of course, when you get to that point where you're able to travel more, you're able to communicate a lot of things that you've seen, a lot of things that you've learned, right, Tim? I think that's
Yes.
key. When you learn a lot, you're able to speak a lot. But if you
Yes.
don't know nothing, then you can't say anything.
I speak to people. I speak to dogs, cats. Everything that I see, I talk to, even plants. I because of this lockdown, I started talking to all my plants, and the results
I
are
can
good.
see Happy's face when you're probably like that.
But the
So we're
results
like, oh,
are good.
Tim. But anyways, Tim, it's been such an amazing time this afternoon catching up with you. Before we wrap up, please share your motivation, your closing words to help everyone, especially at this time.
My words for the people who are watching us is that just know yourself, master who you are, and know what you're about, and what makes you tick, what makes you fall in love, what makes you exuberant, what gives you passion, all of these things. And knowing it, we have the time now to immerse in ourselves. Me, I always say this, from me to we. And people always say, is it half empty or half full glass? You're not a glass.
Mm,
We're pitchers. So we need to overflow. We need to refill, and so
yes.
we can spread and we can give more people more glasses of water. So don't forget,
Yes.
you're not a glass. You're not half empty or half full. You're an overflowing pitcher.
Yes, imagine that. I love it, Tim. And I want to add to that, to what Tim said earlier about inspiration. It is spirit within you and acting. And so, to close up, like what I've been telling you guys every episode, actions speak louder than words. So thank you again, Tim. And look forward to the next episode of In Love with Me with another inspiring guest. Have a good afternoon, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks
Hi
so
to
much.
Javi.
Okay. Bye bye.
I'm enjoying your shows.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm
Watching.
working on one for tomorrow. So hard to book because it's mga mayors. So I
Wait,
have
wait,
to
wait, 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 wait.
politicians.